Hello guys, welcome to another comparison video where I do compare two palettes. Today we're gonna be talking about Natasha Denona Xenon palette and Huda Beauty Pretty Grunge palette. So these are two new launches from each brand, and these are not necessarily comparable in a color story, but the thing here is maybe some of you are more interested with additional details of which one should you get based on a performance, price, everything that you already have in your collection. So what is comparable with what you have. So that is why I make these videos, so that it's easier for you to make a shopping decisions based off some facts. Now let's quickly just go through some facts. So Xenon palette is having 24 months shelf life as usual from Natasha's palette, which is made in Italy. The formula in here is really top-notch quality, like blendability and everything. Today was the fourth time I think I've used this palette, and I don't have issues blending shimmers on top of the mattes, and then shimmers. It's just, when it comes to blending, it is having no issues whatsoever. 15 pan eyeshadow palette, 18 pan eyeshadow palette, and this Huda's palette was also made in Italy with 24 months shelf life, which is great. Like comparing a certain palette with 12 months or 24 months shelf life, it is a huge difference. They are both priced for $69, which may be breaking point for some of you because we do have 3 additional eyeshadows in here. But when I think about it, for me personally, what comes down to is formulation. I don't care if this is if this one is having like 5 eyeshadows less, for example, than this one. If it's better quality, I'll still purchase this one. Anyways, the mattes here are different, the color story is different, the performance is different. First of all, I would like to show you this tutorial that I've done close up on each eye, and also would like to show you some of the swatches when it comes to both of these palettes. I'll see you with my additional thoughts later. So here we have swatches compared one next to each other. The color stories are different. I'll say Natasha's palette is kind of a monochromatic palette, so you are having different textures within specific, like really specific color story. When in Pretty Grunge palette we do have 2 different separate color stories, but again you can combine them. And also having different finishes, you can create multiple different color tone looks. A lot of it will come down to your personal preference and what are you personally leaning towards. Like I mentioned, I did prefer Natasha's formula over the Huda's, but at the end of the day, these are both good quality eyeshadow palettes. I am starting off with my base. This is Pilly's base Rumor number 2. Just going to pack that eyeshadow, spread it equally. We are going to start this eye with the Xenon palette. So I am applying control shade right underneath my brow bone. I am not concerned that it's looking this light. The thing is, I will mix darker shades with this one later. It will be helpful. So whenever I have lights in a palette, I really appreciate that because it really helps. One shade that I haven't used so far in my tutorials is this App shade, and I'm going to apply this one right into my crease. I understand this is not a matte shade, but still I wanted to start with something that has depth and pigment. So I am working this shade into my crease. I'm going to take bigger blending brush and just spread everything. I'm not worried about this area right here. Later I will clean that with some Vaseline. This one is grabbing really nicely. I'm using Splash shade. You can clearly see how this one is a bit more darker and pigmented. I will definitely take my time and blend these edges and try kind of a connect with the first shade that we used, just to kind of a little bit make it diffused. Just work around the edges with the same brush, and slowly you're gonna start losing the pigment on your brush, and that is the moment where you try to go higher towards your eyebrow. And you can see now how that light shade now is helping to connect everything. And this went really easy, like It's blended so easily, you guys, without patching, as you can see, without, well, any difficulties. I just want to take bigger blending brush, make sure this edge is totally diffused into the skin, and also inner corner. Now what I want to do, I want to go with the darkest shade from this palette, which is Night Sky, with a smaller brush, starting pretty low. You can clearly see how darker this one is. And I'm going to take now the previous brush that I've used. Slowly started to blend everything, and as you can see, I didn't start right here. I'm thinking maybe to apply a different shade right here. We'll see now once I blend this. Or I can just spread this shade all over my lid. Now when I'm working with the dark shade like this, I really have to be careful that I don't over blend everything, that I don't cover everything that we have right here. You still do want your colors to peek through so that you have that gradient. And then once again, when you are starting to feel like you don't have any color, you can slowly start to go towards your eyebrow. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to use the same shade even here. And you see how I start lower? I don't want to start too high. Again, I'm going to clean everything right here, but still working with these colors. Dark as this one, you really need to be careful. Now I'm taking some Vaseline and slowly starting to cut my crease, and also of course having my Q-tip, and make sure I clean everything. I don't want to leave any Vaseline here. Again, go one step at a time. You don't want to cut your crease too high at first, because that would ruin everything. And now once I cleaned everything and there's no Vaseline, I am going back with my base and making this edge really sharp, and also reapply my base. Just making sure that is blended equally. Before I move on to a next shade, I'm using NYX Glitter Primer, and because this is pretty large area, I can even use my finger. But then of course I also have to spread it with the brush as well. So now we'll go with the shade Superionic. This one will match the best what I'm trying to do today, and you can see how pigmented, metallic this one is. Wow, this really grabs onto the glitter primer. It's a bit harder to even blend it now. So the area around my lashes, I'm gonna leave like it is, because I still have to go with the liner. Same shade close to the crease. I'm gonna go in with the shade Stellar. That one goes right into my inner corner. This one is a little bit less opaque than the previous one. Also gonna use like a blending bullet brush. Yeah, you know what I think? Now when I look at it, like how this shade is acting, it's better to use it on its own, on top of the base, rather than glitter primer. It's just acting weird. You know what, to tone everything down, I went with this shade right here, this right here, and then add a little bit of a standard Superionic shade to get this, which I believe it's a little bit more toned down. And now that I don't have this glitter primer, I feel better about this one. Anyways, I want to start with Ingles MC Gel Liner. This will help to lift my eye, and also will help to guide everything, kind of connect everything with what we already have. So basically like a really bold liner. Like so. Okay, so what happened here, I had to apply my liner off the camera because it was easier, so I did apply it in my inner corner as well, and I cleaned everything right here. Yeah, now let's do the lower lash line, you guys. You know what, I think I want to start with the Blizzard shade and apply it like so. And now I just want to take like a smaller blending brush and just kind of smudged everything. Now I'm gonna go in with the Neve shade underneath this liner. shade Snowball. So right here, I don't want to use super metallic shade, but rather these, you know, kind of a topper. I'm going in with the shade Snert, but just on the center right here. And that is going to be like the darkest area of my lower lash line. This is much more like creative way of today's look. When it comes to lower lash line, I will take my Q-tip and just clean everything in here. We'll apply some lashes and we'll be right back. And so here is the finished look with the regular black mascara and eyelashes. And what I wanted to say that for the lower lash line, what I did mix was Pat McGrath's Dark Star Mascara from her Bijou collection. So these two, let me show you. These two blue and red one. So first I applied blue and just touch a little bit on top of it with the red one. And here is the effect. Let's move on to the other eye. Now we're going to switch to a Pretty Grunge palette by Huda Beauty. And today, guys, I really have to stick to this side, which is called Pretty, because I already used Grunge side twice, and I do lean more towards this as far as the color story, but we'll do it today. Look with this side. As I don't have the kind of light matte shade, you would think this one would work, but unfortunately it wouldn't because it's too deep orange for the light that I want. So I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, which is not matte, but it'll serve the purpose. So using shade Maverick underneath my, see, I'm picking up on my brush. It's a weird color. I mean, not color, but texture. I mean, it's a bit weird texture wise. More like a topper, I would say, so it's fine. I'm gonna go in with the shade Hope, which is deepest matte in here. Well, at least on this side, and I will try to stick to the same technique. I do have a lot of fallout in my pan, so I have to take the excess off of my brush as well. And just making sure everything is packed, and then I'm gonna go and blend. Taking clean blending brush, just spreading this. It's going to shear down a little bit. We will repeat this one at the end as well. But now just as kind of a layer, my base. This is beautiful, deep brown, neutral, more leaning to cool tone shade. Look, it's just beautiful brown. I'm gonna go in with the shade Love Anarchy. And I'm trying to apply this one a little bit on top of the previous one. Oh, but I do realize now I have kind of patching right here. I don't know why that happened. Okay, I am spreading the same shade, trying to blend it with the first shade that we do have in here. Gonna take a bit bigger blending brush, make sure it's well blended, everything. You know what? I feel like I have to go with a Maverick shade once again. You know what? I'll mix Love Anarchy and Heroine a little bit. It just feels like too dark. And then I'm gonna go into this strong AF shade. Oh, this is not gonna work. No. Luckily I started low. So the Avant-Garde shade might be better for this. A little bit. I'm going back into Hope shade, and this one will be the last dark shade I'm going to use for my crease. And it is good whenever I'm doing this to start really low. Never know what's gonna happen. And I'm really from the center packing that eyeshadow. And I am going to spread everything. Okay, let's just cut the crease to see what are we having here. Q-tip. I will reapply my base and I will be right back. Now here is when everything is cleaned, and the only shade kind of that could go with this look is this Maverick shade. I also could have used this shade right here, but I decided to skip it. I don't know, I just felt like Maverick is more suitable for today's look. I'm having a hard time picking it with the brush. But it is one of those, you know, textures that they really do apply best with the finger. Now I will apply some liner and I will be right back. Okay, now once my eyeliner is here, I do want to go with this shade first right here. For my lower lash line, of course, I already do have my base. I want to try this shade Liberty to see how orangey actually it is. Yeah, it's quite orangey. I think I want to tone this down, blend really well, blend it into my skin more, and adding a little bit of heroin shade again. Before I go with the shimmer, and it's going to be Stand Up Shimmer. I love the names, like they are like kind of encouraging words within the shades. Loving that. I also do want to go a little bit with the Maverick shade just to match everything in my inner corner. And maybe just to match everything, just going a tiny bit with the Avant-Garde shade. I know it's not matte, but just like a tiniest bit right here. I'm gonna go apply some mascara and lashes, and guys, I will be right back with my final thoughts. Before anything, as we already know, 2 different color stories, but the thing is, you may feel a little bit that with Xenon palette, you're kind of limited when it comes to shade range. And you'll be right in that sense. However, it doesn't limit you to do different looks, different depths, and different finishes. Where in Huda's palette, we do have also different finishes, but we do have like 2 different color stories, which this one is more grungy, this one is more like a glam, more cool tone brown, and also orangey kind of shades. The one thing that I realized, like with Natasha's eyeshadows, what you see is what you get. But here in this palette, I realized whenever I would apply certain shades, like they kind of oxidize and change color on my skin. So based on your skin tone, it may be that this color story will appear differently. Overall, I'll say, honestly, after Empowered palette last year, I was kind of skeptical with this one. I ended up loving this one so much. This side, however, I tried it today, and I am so much more leaning more towards this grunge side. Like, I'm not mad at these brown shades. They're good, but I'm like really was when I was creating my last look, oh my god, that was so beautiful, especially for having brown eyes. That is like top-notch glam tones for the brown eyes. This color story right here, and I also mixed like I mixed this shade right here. But of course you can mix and match both of these sides. So in general, I do love the idea. I love the color story. Again, it was different in person than I thought it's going to be when I saw promo photos online. This shade Grunge, however, I don't kind of see point why it is supposed to be like a glossy shade when it's black. I just wish it was like really pigmented black base for lining your eyes, because I'm not gonna use this as a liner nor in my waterline. It will go everywhere. That will be disaster. So that's one minus. Plus it's not protected, so I'm having shimmers, glitters, and all other particles in it because it's not protected. So yeah, that's something that is not practical. Having both packaging from each palette. This one, however, I prefer this one, but it does leave like fingerprints all over the place. I do love Natasha's packaging more, I'll have to say that. And the end of the day, good quality. Personally, I do prefer formulation of the Natasha's mattes, and I do love other finishes. However, I do also love Huda's shimmers, metallics, and this shade right here is gorgeous Rebel. Like, oh, it is beyond gorgeous. Like, wow, so beautiful. The hardest thing to pick up with a brush, but if you're using it with your finger, beautiful. They're pretty close, but you know what? I would like to have like kind of a mixture between these two for my perfect palette. At the end of the day, I'll rather, if I have to pick one, I'll choose this one. But at the same time, it's hard because I didn't expect this. I love this palette so much, especially when I saw what glam looks I can create with this one, and those specifics undertone, beautiful. So I'll say a lot of this will again come down to your personal preference if you are thinking between these two. Anyways, you guys, I hope you liked this video. If you love this content, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, as it helps to reach more people. And as always, before you leave, make sure to watch this video. And guys, I will see you in my next one. Thank you. Bye.